Really pleased to get the second scrimmage in. Felt like, again, a lot of good work in the stadium. I wanted to be as close to game ready as we possibly could walking off the field today. And we made some headway, but obviously we have 2 weeks to put the finishing touches on it. But really good work. Stayed relatively healthy again, which is always a bit of a concern when you go into a big physical scrimmage like that. But we got a lot of work done. Defensively started really well. Offense, it was good to see them respond. Made some good plays, some good drives. But defensively, should be a touch ahead with the experience that we have there, and did some really good things. And so, I always say that, but as the head coach, is always when one side or the other dominates, you're a bit concerned. And I felt like it was about 50-50 today. Both sides did some good things at times. So I'm ready to, we start school on Monday, so we're gonna obviously come back, watch this film tonight and tomorrow, and get some good work in, and then we're on the regular school schedule starting Monday. So, ready to get going. Ready to get in there, watch this film, and see some things on tape that I didn't see live. So we'll go watch it and see where we're at.
Mark, those 6 guys who got charged this week, are they practicing? I know you said you brought them back at one point in the summer. What's the situation?
Well, we had a school review of that, and after the school review, it warranted them coming back to activity. With this is different. So it's something that we have to weed through. I'm not sure when they'll be back. There's a process, the legal process needs to play out. I need to see in this discovery if there's something that we didn't know about. And we don't have all that information, and their attorneys don't have all that information yet. When they receive that info and we get the discovery, we'll make decisions from there.
Mark, are you concerned at all, or how concerned are you about maybe the perception of the culture of the team? You talk about that a lot, and with not just the players but the coaches in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's an issue, there's a concern. We take great pride in the culture of this program and where we're we've been, all the positive things, and you never want to take a step back. So, am I concerned? I'm not. You asked if the outside perception will take a hit. I'm not sure. That's up to you all, and up to everybody can come to their own conclusion. I know we feel strongly about the culture of this team and in our building, but anytime there's any people, where things happen, we address it, and we try to do the best we can. We feel very good about every situation's different, and you're always concerned when things happen to people. They're all human beings. Human beings aren't perfect, and when those things happen, we address it, we try to improve, and continue to move forward. So,
Student Activities Board generally plays a big role in all the decision making, and they're usually pretty tough.
Who's that?
Student Activities Board. They're usually pretty tough, sometimes tougher than the campus police.
Yes.
So, that's part of the vetting process?
Yes, sir. And that was part of the process. That's why they were out for how long, Tony?
11 weeks.
They were out for 11 weeks while we went through that process. And at the end of that process, they determined that we were good to move forward. Again, what happens in the prosecutor's office or the detectives, that's separate. And we don't have all that information yet. So again, anytime there's situations like that, we take it very serious, and we address it, and we look at it. We did. Is there new information that we don't know about? I'm not sure. That's what we have to look at. But they deserve an opportunity to defend themselves, and so we'll let that process play out.
Mark, were all 6 of those guys held out in the spring? I know there's some question about who was there and
Yes.
who was in all 6.
Yes. That's right, Tony, right? All
Yes.
6 of them were out all
Just
for 11
to my knowledge, I
yeah, they
believe
were
so,
out for
yes.
11
Yep.
weeks.
They were
to
out
my
for
knowledge,
11
too.
weeks. Yep.
There's been some scuttlebutt talk about a race component to this. Do you get the sense? Did you guys talk about that at all? Not related directly to this incident, but do you hear that about? Is there like racial tension on campus or anything that you're aware of?
I mean, I don't think it's appropriate for me to discuss this matter. Our players really enjoy going to school here, and we have a good culture, and the guys are strong and very united. Situations happen, things happen. I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk any more about that, but yeah, I mean, you heard the accusations, yes. I mean, I better just stop.
Mark, what were you looking for today, and anything in particular as your kind of last big prep?
Well, the big thing is I told the players, and we had a really solid week this week. We had a lot of things to get done. With a new offensive system coming in and having all spring, even through the summer, there's a lot of broad strokes, a lot of things going on. I wanted to be narrowing down, being better at situational work. Obviously the operation and playing clean. I mean, that's part of it. That's going to go all the way into game one. When I talk to you after game one, when you're going to ask me, what is the biggest, I want to see a clean football game. I don't want to see the football on the ground. I'm trying to eliminate turnovers, just the exchanges, the operation with a new system, all that you're always looking for and looking to improve. But today, the situations, the third downs, any 2-minute situation, we got to continue to work. 4-minute, all those things. We got time, but I want to continue to work on those.
Mark, you said this was, you're looking for this to be a physical scrimmage. I know how important that brand of football is to you. How much of that did you see today? How did you feel about what you saw today in terms of physicality?
It's there. I feel, we need to continue to improve our run game, and kind of zero in on that. When you're making improvements in certain areas, there's going to be some give and take, but we never want to get away from that physicality. It always goes hand in hand. If you run the football well, then it's going to set up play action, and we're going to continue to work some predictable run situations. We've got to be effective. I've gone through some of that before over the years here. We weren't very good in some predictable run, and we got that straight. We're not perfect, but we got we improved. And right now, there's some things that we still have to hone in on.
Did you see a progression from Will this week? Since naming him the starter and between the first scrimmage and this?
I did. I think it's it's one thing it does is it cleans up reps. And for him being in command of the huddle and getting on the same page with the receivers and all that, I saw some improvement. Yes.
What do you make of his celebrity? That's kind of
I got other things on my plate. You think that's funny, Lon?
Mark, has there been any clarity on that defensive tackle spot that you guys have been talking about and watching closely?
We got guys. I mean, we're going to continue to rotate there and get better. I mean, so we'll continue to figure that out here this week.
I was sure wide receiver depth. You were talking about Will working with receivers and trying to establish chemistry there, but how is that depth being developed?
We need to continue to develop it, and we need to continue to work. The young guys are showing some flashes. Chauncey's doing some really good things. As we mentioned last week with Tikel is still out. Hopefully, not sure about the date of return, but we need him to come back. He has another gear that we're looking for. Each guy's kind of showing some flashes. But yes, we're always looking to build depth at that position. We need to.
How's JJ Weaver doing on that injury?
He's coming along. It's slowly. We're being careful with him. He's trying to do more and more, but I hope to have him back, at full speed sometime in the first quarter of the season. I think he'll play game one. We're being cautious. He has a great future, and a lot of times I'm cautious with those guys. I don't like forcing them back too fast. Let him heal up and make sure he's confident in his knee and just bring him along. So we'll see how it goes.